What's up, guys? Matty here, mixandmastermysong.com. Today I want to do more of a discussion about whether you really need analog hardware to make a professional mix. Now, as you can see, I have some analog pieces, and if you watch some of my videos, you can see some of the pieces I use and how I use them, like my SSL summing and some of my mastering gear. But as time goes on, I'm finding I'm using less and less of this stuff and more plugins. And I think there's a misconception that you need analog hardware in order to make a professional mix. And that's 100% not true, especially nowadays. There's huge mixers like Serban and Chad Blake and even Andrew Schweppes now, who are mixing completely in the box. And I know quite a few mastering engineers that are now mastering in the box, so to speak. So when I say in the box, I mean in the computer. So you don't need all this stuff anymore to make a record. You can make a record in your house now, and that's an amazing thing. I still do use some analog stuff. I still like my SSL summing. For me, what it does is just gives me a little bit more width and a little more depth, and it helps me to mix a little bit quicker. I've had the Better Maker stuff here for a while, and while I like it, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it. I find the limiter is great, but for me, I find the limiters, or not the limiters, but the clippers, because I don't really use the Better Maker for limiting. I use it for clipping and gain staging. I find I can do that in the box, so you can actually find my Better Maker limiter on reverb.com. I think that's the site that you can buy my limiter, because I'm not using it, so there's no need. I tend to buy gear and then see if it really works for me, and then if it doesn't, I sell it. It's a couple $100 loss, but that's the price of testing gear out. It's like renting gear. It's probably cheaper than renting gear. So as I said, I'm finding myself using less gear and more plugins, and my clients don't know the difference. I'd say in the last 3 or 4 months, about 30 to 40% of my mixes that went out and masters were completely in the box, and no one knew the difference. No one said, hey man, it sounds like you didn't use your SSL summer on that mix. It just doesn't matter. And that brings it even to a bigger point where hardware and plugins don't really matter. You gotta just trust your ears. Does this song sound good or does it sound bad? Is the kick hitting enough or is it not? Is the vocal in my face enough or is it not? It's not about copying someone's presets, using someone's plugin, same settings and all of that. It's never going to solve the issue. You got to use your ears to find out if it sounds good. And that's why the gear and the plugins don't make that big of a difference. I mean, as far as like making the record sound what it is, like that's all up to you and the producer and all that. So I just wanted to let that out there. I know some of you guys are younger and like wonder if you have to get hardware and all this stuff in order to make your record sound professional. No, you just need a computer and a Waves bundle and you're good to go. Really, you could mix a whole album like that. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. I don't want it to be a little bit of a rant, but I wanted to get it out there. So I'll see you next time in the next video. Later.